Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day with 2 vegan Irish recipes. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. All right guys, I have got 2 vegan Irish recipes that I'm going to be cooking for our St. Patrick's Day celebration here at my house. And these are not my recipes. This is the first time that I'm cooking them, so I'm going to post this whether they work out or not. The first one is for a vegan Irish soda bread, and it is from Hell Yeah, It's Vegan. So I'm going to put the link to this recipe down in the description box. Let's go ahead and get started. So first we need to make a vegan buttermilk. So I've got 1.5 cups of soy milk here, and then 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in there and just give it a little stir, and that's going to make a vegan buttermilk. Then what's next? So we need 2 cups of white flour and 2 cups of whole wheat flour. So let's get that. I've got both of those here. And let me see if I can make sure you can see what I'm doing. My counter space is limited because I am, again, making 2 recipes. So now I like to stir up my flour a bit just to get it nice and loose, because you don't want packed flour. And then we're going to take a scoop, level it off, and dump it into the bowl. Alright, so there's 2 cups of my white flour, and I've got my trusty assistant here. She's looking pretty dazed and confused. She just had a bottle, so she is nice and calm. Let's see if she stays that way. We'll see. She's pretty interested in what I'm doing here. She's a really good supervisor. And she is now 8 months old. I think in my last video, I called her 6 months old again. She's actually 8 months old now. So 1 scoop of whole wheat, another scoop of whole wheat, and we are done. And I've got my oven already preheating to 350 degrees there, and it just beat telling me that it is ready. I need 1/2 cup of sugar. I've got my sugar in a little mason jar here. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's do, oh, it needs what do I need? 1/2 cup. So let's do 2 1/4 cups so I can actually reach in here and get it. There's 1 and 2. And we're gonna sift all of this, the dry ingredients together here. 2 teaspoons baking soda and 1 of salt. And I don't know if you can hear, my 3-year-old is out in the backyard playing because it is a beautiful sunny day here. We haven't had sun and warmth forever. It's actually also warm outside today. We haven't had that in a long time. And 2 teaspoons baking soda, not powder. Baking powder is totally different. Let's see, and I got the salt. All right, so to sift this together, I could have put everything in a fine mesh strainer and then just kind of gone like this, but you can also take a whisk and just kind of whisk it all together. That does the same thing as sifting. So no need to buy any special equipment. You can use a fine mesh strainer or just a regular whisk like this. All right, so I got all that. Then it says to cut the butter. I've got some vegan butter here into this, and I do have a pastry blender here because it is a lot easier than trying to do this with like 2 knives. So let's go ahead and put the butter in butter. You interested in this baby? All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this in. Probably will still need 1 knife to get it all cut in. And this just basically makes the butter into little crumbles throughout the entire bowl here, so that it's well incorporated once we do start mixing everything in. And this butter is nice and cold. I just pulled it out of the fridge. Don't try and do this with warm butter because it will not work. It'll just kind of smoosh down into the flour. Okay, so I think it's all mixed in there. I don't think I've got any large chunks of butter left. Yep, all small chunks. Okay, so next we're gonna put in the soy milk and raisins. All right. So, calls for 1 cup of raisins. So, or currants. I had some, but they were kind of old, so they're actually bad. So we're just gonna go ahead and use raisins here if I get the bag open. Oh, I might have to cut this part out. No, I'm just kidding. I'll leave it in. All right, so 1 cup, I'm gonna do 2 half cups because it's easier to get it in there. There we go. Oh, and I think this was put the caraway in too. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw in some caraway too. It calls for a teaspoon, well, it's optional, a teaspoon of caraway seeds. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in now as well. Probably should have put those in earlier, but that's okay. I'm actually going to, before I put the soy milk in, I'm gonna break up all these raisins and get them coated with flour, just so they don't turn into like one big clump. And I did take my rings off for this because you're going to be kneading this by hand. It doesn't require too much kneading though, so don't worry about it. You're not going to get too much of a workout. All right, so that's all good. And you can see, hopefully, let's see if you can kind of see it kind of turns the milk a little chunky, like buttermilk. So go ahead and put that in. All right, get the rest of it out of there. The spatula. Now, the other recipe that I'm going to be making, because obviously we can't have corned beef and cabbage because we're vegan, I'm going to make an Irish white bean stew. So as soon as I put this in the oven, we're going to go ahead and do that. So let me just kind of get this all incorporated, and then I'm going to flour my breadboard here, and then we'll knead it for about 10 to 12 turns, and then we are going to throw it in the oven, and hopefully it's delicious. We'll see. Okay. All right, get everything off of my spatula there. Okay. So I'm just going to use my white flour for this, and this is just plain old all-purpose white flour. So we're just going to throw some on there, spread it out. I'm going to close up my flour here so I don't get my flour everywhere by accidentally dumping it out. I have been known to be quite clumsy. I don't know if you guys are, but I am a total klutz. All right. So we'll go ahead and get all that off there. Now we're just going to kind of smoosh it together like this. Ooh, it is really sticky. I probably should have floured my hands. Oh well, too late now. Now what makes this bread rise is the baking soda reacts with the acid in the lemon juice. I actually need quite a bit more flour on my breadboard here, so I'm gonna get as much of this. Look how sticky that is. It's pretty sticky. So let me wash my hands off. All right. Oh, that's better. It is super sticky. I'm trying not to get my recipe paper. Oh, this one's falling asleep. Here, let's lay her back. Oh, I know. Shh, 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 shh. time, I guess, apparently. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take another 1/4 cup of flour and just kind of put it down there. And flour my hands. Oh man, that's amazing. How did I get so lucky? All right, oh, raisin missing. Okay, so we're gonna need this about 12 times. So you're just basically gonna kind of fold it in on itself like this. We'll see how long she sleeps. Oh, this is great. Okay, so you just kind of want to knead this. I think it says just until it comes together. Yeah, so it's starting to come together here. Looking good. All right, so then I'm just gonna kind of turn it in my hands so that the bottom is the like messy side, and then we have a nice neat side on top here. We're just gonna form it into a little ball. Shape into a disc about 1.5 inches in height. Okay, I'm gonna pull my baking tray here over. I'm gonna grab some flour and just throw some flour on there. And then I'm gonna smoosh it down to about one, I don't know how tall 1.5 inches is, but we're just gonna kind of wing it here. And shape it into a disc. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. And bring this over here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Well, you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'll adjust the camera. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's about 1.5 inches high, I guess. I know 1 inch is kind of, like to the first knuckle of your, thumb or one of your fingers. So that should be good. And I'm just going to take a big knife, and it says to cut an X in the top. And the traditional reason for doing this is so that the bread cooked evenly. So I'm going to kind of get it nice and deep down in there. All right, there we go. There's our Irish soda bread. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the oven for, it says 40 to 45 minutes. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and do 45 minutes. And if I start smelling the bread before then I'll go ahead and check it and take it out if needed. So I'm going to throw this in the oven, and then I'm going to bring all the ingredients for that Irish white bean soup, and we'll get started on that. So stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. So this next recipe is from Fat Free Vegan Kitchen. I will put the link to this also down in the description box. Oh, and hey, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that little red subscribe button down below and click that notification icon so you don't miss anything. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Go ahead, go down there, click it. All right, you back? Okay, let's go. So Irish white bean and cabbage stew is what we're gonna be making. The original recipe, you can either do it crock pot or stove top. So if you don't have an Instant Pot, which I'm going to be making it in today, I'm going to kind of alter it like I do with every single recipe. I never just try the original recipe. I always just kind of like make up my own. So I'm going to be cooking mine in the Instant Pot. But if you don't have your Instant Pot yet, which there's a link down below for you to grab your own, you can do this stovetop or in a crock pot. And who doesn't have a crock pot? Seriously, like everybody does. I have 2. Okay, anyways. So I've got my veggies here. I'm going to use the bowl that I use to mix the bread as my garbage bowl. So let's just go ahead and start chopping. I'm going to start with the onion. Oh, and I need actually my water to saute, because the original recipe doesn't call to saute, but I think I'm going to saute stuff because that just kind of like deepens the flavor. So I'm going to go get my water so I can saute. I'll be right back. All right, I have got my water for sauteing. I'm just going to throw a little bit in there, and I'm going to get it heating up here. So I'm just going to hit saute and make sure it's on the normal setting. Woo! And we will go ahead and start chopping this jumping onion. So I'm just going to dice it like I normally dice onions here, and then throw that in along with, I've got some carrots and some celery here. So I'll toss those in, and I'll let those start sauteing while I chop the cabbage and potatoes that I also have. Now, sorry, this knife, this is my large chef knife, and I'm used to my smaller chef knife, but my next door neighbor is in the middle of sharpening it for me. He's got my regular knife, so You know, if I chop off a finger, that's why. It's because I'm not used to this knife. It's very large. All right. And, you know, my supervisor here fell asleep. She's still asleep. I don't know how many, tell me in the comments below, how many of you, your babies, if they're babies now, or your kids when they were babies, like, did they just like fall asleep in random places? Like, I've seen some crazy pictures on the internet of kids like falling asleep in their spaghetti, and crazy stuff like that. So tell me in the comments below what how your kids are like. My first, like, never was like this. This one never wants to take naps. She does get tired during the day, but unless I'm sitting right next to her, she will not nap. My oldest daughter, she had to nap every 2 hours, like on the dot. It was, I mean, she was just like clockwork, and she is still like quite the regimented child, let me tell you. All right. Oh, I forgot something to stir with. Okay, got it. That could have been very bad. All right, let's get the celery going. And I already washed all these veggies to make it easier on myself. I'm just gonna slice the celery in half here. I don't know about you, but I do not like big, huge chunks of celery. I like smaller chunks of celery. So if you have a food processor, you could also totally do this in a food processor. I absolutely love my Cuisinart food processor. I've had that thing forever, and I don't think it's dying anytime soon. I can put a link to that down below too if you're interested in getting one. But I really didn't want to dirty up like an additional bowl or anything, because normally I do one pot meals, and today's dinner is 2 recipes and multiple bowls and all that stuff. So I just kind of wasn't interested in also having to clean my food processor. All right, so there's 3 stalks of celery going in. Throw some more water in there. And I'm gonna do the carrots next. Just gonna cut off the tops, throw them away. And I also cut off the bottoms of the carrots. Probably is totally not necessary, but I just do anyways. And I believe these need to be diced. They might need to be sliced. Let me see. Onion, chopped, carrots. Oh, it says carrots sliced. So I'm going to go ahead, and I still want them all kind of the same size. So the bigger sides of the carrot, I'm just going to chop in half, and then I'll slice that. All right. There's a lot of veggies going in here. This hopefully will be good. Like I said, I've never made either of these recipes. This is my first time, and I will post it whether or not they turn out. I'll let you know if they're delicious or not. And if they're not, well, then, we still had a chance to sit here and chat, and you can comment down below, and we can chat in the comments too. And I'm not being very neat with my slicing here because it's a stew. Stews are meant to be kind of, rough and, rough chopped, and big pieces, little pieces, all kinds of deliciousness. All right. Actually, I'm going to start with the bigger ends on these. Oh, this recipe also needs garlic. And I pulled out my pre-minced garlic. Man, if only they sold like pre-diced, I mean, I'm sure they do. I'll bet you they do. Has anybody seen, tell me in the comments below, has anybody seen like frozen bags of pre-diced, I'll bet you they do because so many recipes call for it, pre-diced carrots, celery, and onions, because that would be amazing, right? You just like buy the bag, throw the whole bag into whatever recipe you're doing, and call it good. All right, there's my carrot. And let's see how much garlic we need to go in here. 2 to 3 cloves garlic minced. So I'm just gonna grab, I don't know, like a couple tablespoons. Oh, I don't think that's gonna reach down in there. Let's see. We'll just use a regular spoon. I'm just gonna do like, I don't know, we'll do like a tablespoon and a half. Now on the Instant Pot, when you cook garlic at such high pressure, for some reason it just eats the flavor of the garlic. Like it makes it really incredibly mellow. So on Instant Pot recipes, you always have to kind of add in more garlic than you would, you know, if you're cooking it a different way. Some more water in there. All right. Actually, okay, what else do we need here? So the potatoes and the carrots, and then I think I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna do all the other stuff later. So let me do the potatoes first here. Now I washed these, but I do need to cut out some eyes. I got these a little bit ago, so they've got some spots that need to be cut out here. Oh, yeah, see, like that guy. Ugh. Ooh, there's a good one. Well, hopefully I'm going to have enough potatoes left once I get all the bad bits off. Oh yeah, okay. Smells so good already. I mean, onions always smell good. Every time I'm like, literally all I've done in the recipe is I've just like sauteed the onions, and my husband comes in and he goes, oh, it smells so good. And I'm like, all it is onions. It's just onions so far, honey. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and dice up the potatoes. Now this recipe originally calls for canned white beans, canned Great Northern white beans, but I have dried, and since I'm already doing this in my Instant Pot, and the pearl barley that this recipe calls for takes about the same amount of time to cook as Great Northern bean, dry Great Northern beans, I'm just gonna go ahead and use dried. So this is gonna be like a total from scratch stew. So we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. All right, and how do I gotta do the cabbage? Oh, I gotta chop the cabbage, okay. So probably do that kind of a larger rough chop. I'm gonna have to pardon my sniffling. My daughter brought home a cold from preschool. Once you put them in preschool, like it's all over. You're just always, somebody's always gonna be sick and sniffling and have a cough of some sort. I mean, that's just, you know, it's just kind of how it goes, right? Okay, check this. Oh, still got plenty of water down in there. Good, good. My supervisor's still sleeping. Maybe I should go for a break. Yeah, my board is getting really full. Okay, all right, there's that. Let's do the cabbage. Now this is a half a head of cabbage that I just had from a recipe that I used the other day. I think I made like egg rolls or something. So I'll chop out the core and get rid of that. Then I'm just going to give this a dice. Okay, I'm going to turn off the saute because I'm going to start putting everything else in, and I don't want anything to burn. I'm going to start with putting in all the spices. So there's quite quite a few spices. I'm going to leave the bay leaf till last, so I don't want that to break, and then I'm just going to do the rest. So we'll start with a teaspoon of thyme. Now, I don't know if I've shown you these in another video, but these are my favorite measuring spoon. They are rectangles, so they fit into your little spice jars. Oh, how great is that? I will put a link down below for these, because these, if you don't have them, are amazing. Okay, so that's parsley. I need a teaspoon of thyme. Half a teaspoon of caraway seeds. Oh, if you haven't cooked with caraway seeds, they have such a distinct flavor. They're so good. Let's see, half a teaspoon of rosemary crushed. I've got a mortar and pestle here from my sister-in-law. She got it for me, I think it was Christmas, my birthday, I can't remember. Super sweet, and I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the, oh, somebody woke up. I put the rosemary in there. Hi. Hello. Do you want to go back to sleep? You want to go back to sleep? We'll see. Okay. So I'm just going to give this a good little crush here. You think she was dreaming about something and it woke her up, or you think it was maybe something outside? Dada? All right, so let's throw that in there. Okay, there's the crushed rosemary. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. And, oh God, I'm like so running out of black pepper here. I totally need to get more. Okay, that's good enough. A tablespoon of parsley. I think this is maybe supposed to say fresh parsley. I'm not sure, but I don't have fresh parsley, so I'm just going to use like the dried stuff. We'll see how it comes out. All right, so let's throw some veggie broth in there. I'm going to need, let's see, so I'm going to do 1.5 cup dry beans. So I'm going to put in enough water for the barley and for the white beans, and then, or water, vegetable broth, for these guys. And then I will put in extra broth to make it a stew. So 1.5 cup of dry beans. So we're gonna do 3 of these guys. This is my half cup measure. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm gonna need double the amount of liquid for that. All right, so I got my measuring cup and I sat my assistant up. Can you see her? I think she's like hidden behind this. Okay, so I put in 1.5 cups of beans, which means I'm gonna need 3 cups of broth. Okay, I'm just going to throw that in. Okay, and then the original recipe calls for 1/3 cup of barley. So we're going to do that 1/3 cup of barley. And then in the Instant Pot, I'm going to need 2.5 times the amount of liquid. So I'm just going to do 2.5 of these guys of liquid. Turn it around, it's starting to get slow. And 1/2. Okay, so that's almost 4 cups of liquid. This is, yeah, 4-cup carton. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the rest in there. And now the original recipe calls for how much? vegetable broth. Where is it at? Let's see here. 6 to 8 cups of vegetable broth. So I think we'll use like a half of this, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in all of these guys here. And the potatoes, and the cabbage. Probably be picking up some toys in pretty soon. And a binky. She dropped her binky too. I think my kitchen floor is relatively clean. Ooh. Okay. Oh, so much cabbage. I don't know about you, but I love, love, love cabbage. So good for you. And it's just like, I'm a Brussels sprouts fan too. I don't, you know, some people have that gene where Brussels sprouts taste like absolutely disgusting to them. And there's a similar gene for, what am I thinking? I have mom brain so bad for cilantro. I don't know if you knew that or not. I didn't up until recently. But yeah, there's a similar gene for people just who don't like cilantro. Like, who doesn't like cilantro? Oh, who doesn't like Brussels sprouts? Okay, I am getting close to my max line here. Where's my max? All right. Okay, so I used a little bit more than half on that. And I'm very close to the max. I'm up at like 10 cups. And the beans are gonna expand, but the cabbage will wilt down. So I think we should have plenty of room in here. All right. So I think I'm ready. I'm gonna throw in this bay leaf here. Woo! Dropping stuff. Oh, and I don't have any salt in here. I'm gonna throw a little bit of salt in ahead of time. I want the good stuff. So we'll throw some salt in there. I try to cook oil-free as much as possible, but I love my salt. So, all right. So I got the times to cook this from my Vegan Under Pressure book. This book is amazing for the charts. So it has charts for grains and all kinds of rice, beans, and vegetables. So it basically is like a cheat sheet for how long to cook stuff in your Instant Pot, so it comes out perfect. Like this book has never done me wrong. I'm gonna put a link to it down below in case any of you are interested in it. And then we're gonna go ahead and set this. If I can get the lid on. We're gonna do manual pressure high for 25 minutes, and that's gonna cook both the beans and the barley. All right, back up, kiddo. And I've got just under 20 minutes left on the bread. So we'll go ahead and hurry up and get this started. All right, so when all of this is done and I've cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up right now. I will come back and we'll kind of take a look and I'll taste test and tell you if it's delicious or not. I'm kind of like hoping, cross your fingers for me. So I will be right back. All right, guys, so the soda bread is finished and the white bean stew just finished cooking, and I did a natural pressure release for a couple of minutes, and then I just went ahead and did a quick release on the rest of the pressure. So I'm going to open it up, and the last thing to go in the stew is these diced tomatoes. I didn't want to put them in there ahead of time. The original recipe said add them in, last. So I'm going to go ahead and add them in now that this is all cooked. So let's open this up and see. Oh, this looks so good. It is still really full. Let's see if I can even get my spoon in there and stir it. Let me take the bay leaf out. Let's see. There it is. So I'm going to take the bay leaf out. Stir it up. Make sure the beans are all cooked. And the barley, if I can find the barley. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, so the beans look cooked. I just want to pull one out. The skins look kind of interesting, maybe because they cooked and they were all like smooshed in there. Oof, oof, oof. It's very hot. Let's see. I might have messed up this recipe by doing it in the Instant Pot. I don't know. Oh, those beans aren't cooked. I think I need to put it in there for a little bit longer. Yeah, the beans aren't cooked. All right, let me, I'm gonna put this in for a little bit longer. I'm gonna double check the time. I could have swore that white beans were, let's see. It says 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna put a different seal on because this seal is still super hot and I need a new seal that's not warped and hot and all that stuff to get a good cooking. So I'm gonna put the tomatoes in and put the bay leaf back in because why not? Give it a little stir here. And I can't find, oh, there's the barley. The barley looks cooked. Okay, so let's put it in for another 5 minutes and then we'll, I'll come back and we'll see what it is like. And hopefully those beans will be all the way cooked. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I cooked my stew an extra 5 minutes and then I did a 10-minute natural pressure release just to kind of give it a little extra cooking time to make sure everything was cooked. And then I released the rest of the pressure and I just opened it up and it looks way better. So if you do this in your Instant Pot, I would definitely do it for 30 minutes. And you can still add the tomatoes at the very end of that 30 minutes. That's no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this bay leaf. And then I'm gonna just spoon some into this bowl. I think it actually looks better now than it did when I opened it at 25 minutes. Like the potatoes are like really cooked down and it just kind of made it like the broth like really thick. And then the cabbage is cooked down more. I'm gonna put a little bit in that bowl there. All right. Oh, it's really hot. Can you see the steam? You see the steam? Let me get it closer. There's the steam. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit because it was just at like super high pressure and I don't want to like burn my mouth so I can't taste anything. So we're gonna cut this bread. So there is my soda bread. That's pretty good looking loaf there. Hopefully it tastes good. And I used a toothpick to make sure that it was cooked all the way through and it was, and it is. Look at that. Okay, so let's taste it. I want some of the raisin. That was really good. I don't think I'm gonna buy store-bought soda bread from now on. Oh, my neighbors just showed up out in the backyard. My husband and kids are still out in the backyard. So let me go ahead and taste the soup really quick. I just want to taste the broth. That's really good. Okay, I'm gonna taste like carrot and some of the beans and a little bit of stuff here. Oh, I get some cabbage in there too. And then I can go hang out with my friends in the backyard. It is a super sunny day today. Oh yeah, that's really good. I like it. All right, so I think this is gonna be my new yearly tradition now that we're vegan. On St. Patrick's Day, we're gonna do Irish soda bread and an Irish white bean and cabbage stew. So I'm gonna put the links to the recipes and everything else I mentioned. I can't really remember, but when I'm editing the video, I'll make notes and write it down so I know what links I told you I was gonna put down in the description. So check the description box down below for all the links to everything that I promised. And leave me a comment down below if you do try these recipes and tell me how you liked them. And what else? Oh, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And hey, did you subscribe earlier? You should subscribe and click that notification icon so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you next time, guys.